Easy left turn now. We're going to get set up in the south end of the restricted area. And we'll run some stall decel detach test first. And we will get a data mark with these tests. And we're heading up to 5,000 feet pressure altitude. 2992 is set. And steady up, heading of 105 for now. And we got a level at 5,000 feet. All right, 5,000 feet pressure altitude. Decel display is up. Coming back, mixture's coming back after takeoff, checklist is complete. All right, time now, 16:30:07 Z, 48 degrees Fahrenheit, 30.2 on board, heading 100. We're gonna get data marks for each one of these tests, and first test is gonna be just a simple decel to a flaps 0 stall.
676, contact approach
Data mark 3, 2, 1.
Data mark.
And power is coming back. And we're in the green band. And we're just going to maintain altitude on this one. I'm not too concerned with decel rates. Try to keep it in the green band. And we'll stop trim at about 90 indicated. All right, stop trim. Tone check's good. Ball's in the center. A little fast on the decel rate, but we're good. Approaching the stall, everything is still attached. We're at FAR 2315% stall warning today, and there we go. Wing pretty much goes all at one time, reattaches as soon as we reduce the angle of attack. Okay, power's coming back, climbing back up. Nothing unexpected there. And we're just going to repeat that drill. Leveling at 5,000 feet. Time now, 16:32 even, 48 degrees Fahrenheit, 30.1 on board, heading 100 degrees, 5,000 feet pressure altitude, and we're at about 120 indicated. Standby data mark 3, 2, 1.
Data mark.
And slowing for another stall. A little high. And correct back down. We use that to maintain our decel rate. Trim to 90. In the middle of the green band. Stop trim. Tone is good. Solid airflow. And stall. And instant reattach with reduction in AOA. Okay. Up to 5,000 feet again. Airplane's been in the hangar for a while. We'll let the big dog eat. Time now 16:33:27, 49 degrees Fahrenheit, 30 gallons on board. Camera 1 checks good. Camera 2 checks good. Boom checks good. This will be the last flight for this boom battery. And let's see, winds aloft are light and variable at this altitude. Continue down to the east side of the area here. And we'll hook back around to the west. Splash some oil on the crankshaft. Up to about 163 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, let's hook left heading 270, time now 16:34:23. 49 degrees Fahrenheit, 29.9 on board. And we'll get a couple of flaps, 20 stalls on a heading at 270. Tufts are working great. I don't see any interference, Dave. Stall characteristics exactly the way you predicted them. Basically the constant thickness wing, rectilinear planform, no twist. Wind tends to stall all at once. We get a little build-up back in the inboard aft corner, but once things go, they go pretty quick. All right, we sell the VFE now. Time 16:35:20, 49 degrees Fahrenheit, 29.8 on board, approaching VFE. There's VFE flaps, 20 deployed, good tone, data mark 3, 2, 1.
Data mark.
All right, a little bit of a high decel rate, we're gonna accept that. We're just really interested in how the Tufts are behaving here. Doing about 1.5 knots per second. Slowing into the stall. Flaps 20 condition.
Juliet, Tango, contact center, press 124.15 today.
24.15.
Reattachment, life is good. That's a pure AOA recovery, by the way, no power at all. We'll leave our flaps deployed, VFE. We're gonna go back up to 5,000 feet. And we'll repeat that maneuver. Okay, a little backward airflow on the flaps, that's kind of interesting. The tape is working well. I don't see any issues with that no mar stuff that we're using. And leveling at 5,000 feet. Time now 16:36:30. 48 degrees Fahrenheit. 29.7 on board. Cameras are good. Boom is good. Well, temperature is looking pretty nominal at 161. Heading 280. Power's coming back. Data mark 3, 2, 1.
Data mark.
And beginning deceleration. This is just idle deceleration. And we just want to look at the tough characteristics of the stall. Flaps blank down on top. And good stall, good reattachment. And we get actually, looks like a little bit of an improvement with the flaps deployed. Just gonna allow the airplane to slow into just about a stall. We're about 4,700 feet pressure altitude right now. We're coordinated. Still on handling at 280 at 16:37:30, 48 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, there's our FAR 23 stall warning. My eyes are actually out right now. Getting pretty good root stall, and the tip is staying attached. Let's bring that back up in there one more time. Again, we lose lift, but we keep some pretty active aileron. At least the outboard end of the aileron is flying. See that, Dave? There we go. Okay, so that is an improvement over flaps 0 condition. Let's go back up, and we're going to kind of repeat that drill. Flaps 0. And we're going to look and see if we keep that little bit of outboard flow attached. I'm in an easy hook now to a heading of 100 degrees. Time is 16:38:20, 50 degrees Fahrenheit.
76 Alpha Uniform, contact us in tower, good day.
29.6 gallons on board. 2992 set, both of our altimeters. Camera 1 checks good. Camera 2 checks good. Boom checks good. And actually going to bring it all the way around to heading of east. We'll work up into the restricted area just a little bit. And we're just going to look at the tough behavior as we ease in and out of that flaps 0 stall. And we'll do a couple of them on the way down. It's 5,000 feet. Oil temperature's good at 160. Power's coming back. Let the big dog eat just a little bit. Trim is good. All right, time now, 16:39:20. 49 degrees Fahrenheit, 29.5 on board, heading 090. Stand by, data mark 3, 2, 1.
Data mark.
And we did get a data mark for the flaps 20. Tough demo, but that's all right. Power's coming back to idle now. And we're going to get our eyes outside after we get everything trimmed up here for a 90 condition. Looking good. Decel rate's a little high. That's all right. And let's just see how that outboard section of wing behaves. Flaps 0. Coming up. There's our FAR 23 stall warning. Eyes are out. Okay, we lose it just a little bit. Does seem to say somewhat attached. Let's bring it back up into the stall now again. Not quite as good as flaps 20. But something out there on the tip. Okay, flaps 20 a little better. So that tells me that our ailerons are a little more effective flaps 20 in the stall than they are flaps 0. Let's get one more of these. Just cruising along here, still on a heading of 090, 16:40:40. And there you go. Pretty similar, one more. Okay, a little more aggressive with the AOA, tends to get a better break in there. So we'll keep that as just a hypothesis for now, Dave, that we have improved aileron performance in a flap 20 condition as well. Okay, let's go back up flaps 0. Let the big dog eat here a little bit in the climb. Oil's at about 160. Cylinder head temperatures are nice and cool today, as you would expect, mid 200s. Camera 1 checks good. Camera 2 checks good. Our boom checks good. Let's start an easy hook to heading at 270 now. Ones aloft are still light and variable. Good day for flight test when you get this high pressure in the wintertime with a high overcast like this. Air is dead stable. What we'll do is we'll get set up for a couple of gliding turn demos, and we'll look at the tough behavior. So let's roll out on a heading of 280. Been a while since I've done one of these, but we'll try just a 75 indicated. That's going to be an on-speed condition, flaps 0, 45-degree bank in the spiral, and then we'll just look at the tough characteristics of that, and then we'll do the kind of modulate between 75 and the FAR 23 stall warning and see how everything looks. Okay, time now is 16:42:52. 49 degrees Fahrenheit, 29.2. We've been airborne 17 minutes, 7 seconds. We're at 5,000 feet pressure altitude. Heading 280. This will be a 45-degree bank, gliding turn. 75 indicated reference on speed, and then we'll just modulate the AOA to get us back to the FAR 23 stall warning, and we'll look at the toughs. All right, power's coming back to idle. And beginning deceleration slowing. We'll actually roll off the perch at about 79 indicated. And then back pressure, back pressure, back pressure. All right, there's your 79, we're off the perch, there's your 75. Back pressure, back pressure, back pressure. And we're gonna definitely be in the slow tone at 75. We're pretty rock solid in the slow tone. There's our 75 indicated, toughs are looking good. Now what I'm gonna do, Dave, is I'm just gonna start to increase the AOA. There's our FAR 23 stall warning. Still at 75 indicated based on our G. We got rock solid, tough performance. Let's bring her back close to the aerodynamic buffet. Nose is coming up. We're through about 500 feet of descent. Close to the buffet there. There's some buffet cues. We can start to see the separation. There's a little breakdown in lateral stability. Another breakdown in lateral stability. I'll keep bringing it up. There's our breakdown in lateral stability. Breakdown in lateral stability. See the increased bank angle, breakdown in lateral stability, and we'll terminate at 4,000 feet on a heading of 280. Power is coming back up, Dave. Camera 1 checks good. Camera 2 checks good.
Segment approach, good morning, Cessna 3707 Romeo is about 2 miles to the west of the Bar Bridge, 1,700. Track 3707 Romeo, Eggen approach, roger. You headed to Dustin? No, sir, we're doing some aerial work near Mariester and then another site near Duke Field, and then we've got some to follow after that. 07 Romeo, roger, maintain VFR. Maintaining VFR, thanks.
Right, oil's good at about 160. We're going to let the big dog eat and climb just a little bit, Dave. We'll hook back around a heading of 090, and we'll do a couple more of those sustained spiral glides. You can see the tough behavior. Then we'll do a few of the 210 glides, since things happen relatively fast in that maneuver. All right, hooking left, a heading of east. We'll get set up for another one. Actually getting warm. Kevin, he's working great. We'll get just north of Hogtown here, and we'll get set up for another spiral. Steady up on a heading at 095. Correcting our altitude. Camera 1's good. Camera 2 is good. Boom is good. Elapsed time 21 minutes. We got about an extra 10 minutes of camera time, so camera time is going to be our primary limb fact today. And we're easing over to heading at 090, and we'll get set up for our next spiral glide. All right, time now 16:47, 49 degrees Fahrenheit, 28.8 gallons on board, heading 090. This will be a flaps 0, initial 75 on-speed condition, and we'll just modulate the AOA to watch the tough behavior in the gliding 45-degree spiral. Trim. Right off the perch at 79, back pressure, back pressure, back pressure. Right into the slow tone. There's our 75. Actually right into the stall tone at 75 indicated. She's nice and solid with FAR 23 stall warning. You can see some breakdown towards the root. Now let's start to ease up towards the buffet. We'll film a breakdown in lateral stability. There we go, right there. We got our typical wing drop as the stall progresses out on the wing. Happens rather abruptly.
Call per second.
Got squared away here. We're down 500 feet. Decelerating again. Big change in the velocity vector when we do that. There's our breakdown in lateral stability.
On the east training area, 3034.
All right, let's knock it off. Head back up to 5,000 feet. On speed climb. Actually reduced power, but this still should be best angle climb performance based on the AOA. And we're still heading at 095. And the time now is 16:49:07. 50 degrees Fahrenheit with 28.8 on board. On speed condition, we got good attachment. Let's leave the power up and we'll just bring the airplane back to power on stall. I got about 23 inches of manifold pressure set. Nose is up about 35 degrees. And there's our breakdown. Pretty good attachment outboard as we start to lose our longitudinal stability. Let's do another one of those. Oil's nice and cool. Nose is coming up. Feet on the horizon. Feet on the horizon. Good attachment. And ailerons stay nice and healthy. That's a good example of what's going on there. Let's do one more. Power on stall. This is up about 45 degrees. Lots of right rudder. And good attachment outboard. Excellent. Okay, there's 5,000 feet. Starting an easy hook to the left now, back to 270. And we'll get set up for a flaps 20 wing drill. Flaps 20 is deployed, or spiral drill rather. Don't believe I got a data mark for that last one. We'll get one for this one. Steady up 270. Time now 16:50:48. 48 degrees Fahrenheit. 28.6 on board. Heading 270. Camera checks good. Camera 2 checks good. Boom checks good. Data mark 3, 2, 1.
Data mark.
This time we're going to target 73 indicated for the on-speed VREF condition, and that is 1.3 times stall and on-speed, killing two birds with one stone. And I'm actually a little late off the perch. There's our 73. Let's get stable. Got airspeed's a little all over the place. There we go. Okay, looking good. Everything is looking good out on the wing. Now we're going to start to mibble it back. We're obviously in the FAR 23 stall already. Let's bring it back to the buffet. There's our breakdown in directional stability. Instant reattach. Breakdown in directional stability. Instant reattach. Do another one in there. Big velocity vector change. Little breakdown. There's another one. All right. We'll terminate at 4,000 feet on a heading of 280. And climbing back up. Flaps 20 remain deployed. That's Southern for deployed. And we'll go ahead and we'll get set up for another one of those demos. We've been airborne 26 minutes, 20 seconds. All that radar is showing is just moisture over the Gulf. There is no rain in the area. All right, cylinder head temperatures are nominal. Oil is good at about 168. She's warming up a little bit. That's good to see. Climb her back up. And we'll just leave flaps 20 deployed. We're in an on-speed condition, which should give us best angle performance. We're at the AOA for min power required right now. I get about 22 inches by 2,000 RPM right now. So we're not climbing in a full power condition. I'm kind of milking it to Let the engine warm up just a little bit. All right, just enough airspace for one more of those drills. Accelerate out just a little bit this time so we don't get caught off guard. Time now 16:53:35.
Romeo would like to descend down to 1,200.
49 degrees Fahrenheit.
07 Romeo.
28.3 on board. Data mark 3, 2, 1.
Data mark.
And power's coming back.
07 Romeo, let me know when you're done with your current point and
On
when
a
you need
heading
to
of
proceed.
280.
Alright, we'll go.
We'll be off the perch at 77, looking for 73 on speed. There's 73, actually well into the stall zone at this speed. Little breakdown in lateral stability there. Let's bring her back all the way into the stall. And there's our breakdown. Big drop in velocity vector, so let's bring her back up and slow her down again. Decoupled control technique. I'm working the lift vector with my feet, and I'm working the AOA with my stick. One more, there we go. Good breakdown in lateral stability. All right, 4,000 feet. Knock it off. Flaps are retracted. And back up to 5,000 feet. Okay, to keep this video relatively short, let's get some 210s in there. I'm not going to have time to edit this. And tufts are just rock solid. It's good to see. And climbing back up to 5,000 feet. Warming up nicely.
Call for a second. One of them
5,000 feet. Let's turn left to heading at 090, and we'll do some 210s.
Approach 07 Romeo is complete on station here.
All right,
climbing
time
16:56.
16:56, 27, 49 Fahrenheit, 28.1. We're going to get set up for a simulated takeoff and departure stall on a heading of 090 with a left 210. Power's coming back to decelerate. Data mark 3, 2, 1.
Data mark.
All right, power's coming up. Cessna type climb performance. There's about 15 degrees of pitch.
07 Romeo's next position is going to be south of Duke Field at 1,700. Copy that.
All right, there's our loss of power. There's our stall. 45 degrees of bank. Back pressure. Back pressure. Back pressure. On the far warning. And knock it off.
07 Romeo, are you wanting to go there now? Affirm, able.
Flap 0.
Roger,
Let's
proceed.
do that one more time.
Proceeding north,
Heading 270. Climbing back to 5,000 feet. This time we're going to just incorporate the climb in the initial simulated takeoff and departure stall. I've got just 21 inches set. Gives me kind of a nominal 500 foot per minute rate of climb, kind of similar to a Cessna. Data mark 3, 2, 1.
Data mark.
I set 15 degrees of pitch. That's about Cessna pitch. And we'll simulate our power loss.
32 Lima Juliet, I'm going to
And
approach,
stall.
Roger, climb, maintain 10,000. 32 Lima
There's our
Juliet.
stall.
Radar contact
45 degrees of bank.
North of Destin, contact approach on 125.1.
In the stall warning all the way around. If we pitch back up here rapidly and terminate. All right, same thing. Let's repeat that drill. On a heading of 090. There's 090, there's 21 inches. Time now, 16:58:33. 49 degrees Fahrenheit, 28 gallons on board. Standby, data mark 3, 2,
November 07 Romeo, contact approach
Data mark.
on 120.
There's our climb. And simulated power loss. Holy shit, keeping the nose up. Stall. 45 degrees of bank.
5.1, 07 Romeo.
Lots of back pressure. Breakdown in directional stability right there if you get too fast with the back pressure. And knock it off. That was a great example. Let's come right to heading at 270. We're going to repeat that. I like that I got aggressive with the back pressure there. Definitely in the stall warning, so if we were flying more of an AOA recovery, certainly wouldn't be that slow.
Whenever you want to start your southbound turn, make a right turn.
Let's do one more of those in a flap 0 condition. Power's coming up to our nominal 21-inch climb power setting. Time now, 16:59:38. 50 degrees Fahrenheit, 27.9 on board. There's our 172, 15 degrees of pitch, 500-foot VVI climb. On speed condition, kind of best angle climb. We're on a flaps 0 condition.
Approach, 198 Juliet Charlie, check
5,000 feet.
198 Juliet Charlie, I'm going to
Simulated power loss.
South of the coastline, I go altimeter 3031.
Right into takeoff and departure stall. There it is. 45 degrees of bank. Got aggressive. This is what happens if I try to ride the Buffett. Now we get the big Schwuppenhausen. And terminate after 210 degrees of turn. Okay, interesting. All right, now let's get a climb set up. We'll do the same thing, flaps 20. And then we'll do a couple of on speed. Camera 1 checks good. Camera 2 checks good. Boom checks good. And steady up on heading of 100 degrees for now. Power's coming back to get our simulated Cessna performance. Looking good. There's our 15 degrees. All right, standby data mark 3, 2, 1.
Data mark.
Data mark. Power's coming back. Simulated power loss. There's our stall. Roll off. Trying to reef it around. There's our breakdown in lateral stability. Ah, you idiot back. Okay, that was a great test, except I forgot to put the flaps down. Duh. Okay. Overkill. Let's go back up. Flaps are now deployed, so we don't screw that one up. Remain below VFE. Climbing back up, let's get set up for that same test now on a heading of 280. There's our simulated climb condition. Let's get a little more altitude so we can get up to our nominal 5,000 foot start altitude for all these. Again, on speed climb condition corresponds to best angle. Looking at about 71, 72 indicated at this power setting. About 500 foot VVI.
1 November Delta, Roger, over White Point. You can contact us in tower.
Power is at 21 inches by 24 inches. About 65% power. All right. There's our 5,000 feet. Data mark 3, 2, 1.
507.1.
Data mark.
Simulated power loss.
107.1, Roger. Fly heading of 090, maintain 15.
Stall.
Radar vector speed,
45 degrees of bank. Reefing pretty hard. A little breakdown, a little burble, but much more controllable. And don't get close. A little burble right there. And that's if I'm honking. Okay. Power's coming back up. Easy right turn now to heading up at 090. We'll repeat that maneuver. We've been airborne 37 minutes, 12 seconds. All right, rolling out on heading 100. There's our simulated climb condition. Oil's warming up nicely now. Data mark 3, 2, 1.
Data mark.
All right. It is 17:03:27. 49 degrees Fahrenheit. 27.6 on board. Idle. Stall. Roll off. There's 50 to 45 degrees bank. Right on the edge. You can even see the yaps boom dancing out there, Dave. Right on the edge. And knock it off. Okay. Little overturn there. Let's do one more of those. Just for the video. All right, steady up 270. We'll climb back up. Leave our flaps deployed. Do one more left gliding 210 right at the margin. Again, we've got really good tough behavior. I don't see any issues. Some of you aren't splitting. Figure that'll happen. Hopefully it'll hold up pretty well. Time now 17:04:33. Power's coming back. Data mark 3, 2, 1.
Data mark.
All right. And there's our simulated power loss. 20 condition. Stall. Right off into the roll. Right back on Buffett.
Approach Slayer 3-1, checking in.
Stall one turn.
4,000.
Rock solid.
3-1, able to approach, right to turn left heading 090.
Little breakdown right there.
4,000 radar vectors for your descent.
All right.
090, Slayer 3-1.
Okay.
107-1, descend and maintain
Now,
4,000, turn right.
we're going to just fly this thing on speed with the flaps deployed, which is my favorite turn back configuration.
107-1, after completing option, execute local climb up.
Coming right to heading up 100.
Slayer 3-1, after completing your option, execute local climb up.
17:05:30. 49 degrees Fahrenheit. 27.4 on board. Data mark 3, 2, 1.
Data mark.
On the heading is 090. Simulated power loss. On speed. Off the perch. On speed. On speed. Obviously rock solid as we make the turn. And there's our velocity vector starting to translate back up, as it always does after 90 degrees of turn. And there's 210. Let's leave the flaps deployed. We'll do that one more time. Easy right turn now to heading at 270. Time now 17:06:15. 49 degrees Fahrenheit, 27.3 gallons on board. Camera 1 is good, a little slow there back. Camera 2 is good. Nice to have that tone. I'm actually looking outside the cockpit. Tells me everything I need to know about what to do with my pitch control. And I'm steady up on heading at 280, lots of right rudder. And we'll get set up in our simulated Cessna climb here. And there we go, power's back to 21 inches. Data mark 3, 2, 1.
Data mark.
There's our simulated power failure. Maintaining an on-speed condition. Off the perch. A little aggressive with the back pressure there. There's our 45 degrees of bank. Velocity vector translates back up.
Slayer 3-1, turn right heading 110, descend and maintain 4,000.
And turn
right 110 down to 4,000, Slayer 3-1.
rock solid. Okay, now we'll do the airspeed only demo, and that means we'll try 73 indicated for that. And we'll see how well that can control that.
Turn right heading 180.
All right, there's a heading of 095. There's our simulated climb condition. Time now 17:07:34. 49 degrees Fahrenheit. 27.2 on board. 41:50 elapsed. It's about 50 minutes on the clock, or on the cameras rather. Data mark 3, 2, 1.
Data mark.
All right, 090 looking good. Simulated power loss. Targeting our 73 now. Lots of back pressure to do that. Lots of back pressure. Definitely in the stall warning tone. She's still pretty solid. A little steep on the bank.
One turn right heading 25.
And terminal. Okay, so flyable. Let's come right now, easy right turn.
Zero
Flaps are
coverage.
still deployed. Let's just maintain a 73 condition in the climb. It'll make everything easy. Time now, 17:08:40. 49 degrees Fahrenheit, 27.1 on board, 73 indicated. Flaps 20, condition heading 270, data mark 3, 2, 1.
Data mark.
And simulated power loss. Airspeed drops rapidly. We drop the velocity vector. We get our airspeed back. There we go. We're definitely in the stall warning. A little fast. There's our condition.
Captain 1, roger, expect initial runway 30 information. Sierra is current.
And
Windows ready,
terminate.
05,
Very
0,
flyable.
0, 0,
Dave,
0,
very
0,
flyable,
0,
1.3
miles.
VREF.
Altimeter 3031.
The difference is it's more of a heads-down maneuver. I've got to concentrate a lot harder on airspeed control than I do when I fly AOA only. Okay, we'll get a couple more of those flaps 0 just to put them in the data bank. And steady up now and heading 105.
Right heading 170, just set to maintain 4,000. You're following traffic about 7 miles south of you, already southwestbound for Dallas. Right 170, we'll look for traffic flare 31.
All right, leveling at 5,000 feet, heading 105. Time now, 17:09:53, 49 degrees Fahrenheit, 27 gallons on board. There's our 75 conditions simulated climb, data mark 3, 2, 1.
Data mark.
And 75 simulated power loss. Instant airspeed drop. And there's our airspeed back. A little more buffet, a little more of a velocity vector translation too. Harder to control my airspeed. And terminate. But she's rock solid at VREF 1.3. Again, harder to fly than the AOAQ, but flyable. Let's go back up. Reference heading 270. We'll do that again. So, a little harder to fly the maneuver without flaps.
Hunter said 1 heading is 270, altitude 1,600, please.
Slow to 75. All right, time now, 17:10:52, 50 degrees Fahrenheit, 27 gallons on board. There's our 75 condition. Data mark 3, 2, 1.
Data mark.
All right, there's our simulated power loss. Loss of airspeed. Velocity vector's down. Back pressure, back pressure, back pressure. And there's our 75. And terminate. And again, rock solid.
You've got PA32 traffic about 17 miles southeast of Eglinton with runway 30. He'll be out of the way by the time you get there.
Go ahead and terminate.